Kaitlin.
And I am Jillian.
And we are the hosts of the OK Drama podcast.
We're two friends recap and break down K-dramas one episode at a time.
Yay!
Yay!
How are you, Jill?
I am tired. How are you, Kaitlin?
I am also tired.
Yeah.
I feel like our introduction was a little lackluster.
Yes, that was the word I was going to say. Absolutely. I'm very excited to talk about these two episodes, but I'm also tired.
Me too. Honestly, thinking about recording this episode and talking about these two episodes was helping me get through the day.
That's all you had going for you.
Yes, I was like, I'm going to eat some chili cheese dogs when I get home, and then I'm going to talk about Coffee Prince with Jill. Alex ended up getting me Earth Burger instead, because I had to work a little late. So, yeah.
Andrew got me Earth Burger on Monday, and it was great. They have the mango habanero wings now.
Oh, really?
They're really good. And the sauce is almost exactly like the Wingstop version. So it's pretty nice. Pretty spot on.
Do they have wings on days other than Wednesday now?
They have them all the time now.
Oh, but only at both locations?
I think it's at both.
Oh my god.
I'm not too sure. You might want to double check that, because we never go to the location that's closer to y'all.
Yeah.
But I know at ours, at least, it's all the time.
Well, when I was on my juice cleanse, Alex got Wingstop, and those fucking fries, I was like, what are you doing to me?
Their fries are amazing.
I know, so...
Obviously, since I don't eat the wings anymore I'll get the fries sometimes, and they have, like, little mini corn cobs. Mm-hmm. And so I'll get those, and it's a pretty nice but bad meal.
Yeah. I was telling Alex, like, I bought some buffalo chicken wings, and I told Alex, let's just eat those, but then pick up the fries from Wingstop. Cause...
I'm gonna stop you right there and say that's what Andrew always wants to do. Andrew's always like, we should go get, like, Earth Burger wings, but then get Wingstop fries. Or we should like make our own little wings and then go get Wingstop fries. It's always the Wingstop fries for him.
Yeah, because I mean, the Wingstop wings aren't special to me. Mm-hmm. It's those damn fries.
The fries are amazing because they're like a little bit sweet too.
Yes,
that seasoning is very special. It's so good.
This is not relevant to people who don't have a Wingstop near them.
Or an Earth Burger. I was going to say, like, this is not a food podcast.
No.
But it can be because we like food so much.
So true.
But I don't like seeing the people in Coffee Prince eat food. That's for damn sure.
No, they are not cute eaters.
No.
Yuju. I was gonna say Yujin. Yuju seems like a normal eater, but she seems like a normal person.
Yeah.
So
a normal,
I don't know,
like backstabbing hussy who eats normal.
Would you rather be a good person who eats like a crazy person, or be a bad person who eats classy?
Would I rather?
Yes, which would you rather? Would you rather have a dirty face but be a good person?
Probably, yeah, the dirty face.
Yeah.
I don't like to be mean to people.
I feel like I'm already a mess, so just...
When we eat with my dad, sometimes, like, if we go out, he'll sometimes just, like, have food on his mouth, and my brother and I are always like, Dad, use a napkin. It's right there. And he's like, I'm still eating. I'm not going to use it yet. What's the point? Like, just clean your mouth because you're in fucking public right now. Really stubborn.
So funny. All right. Well, I guess we can do some little podcast housekeeping before we jump into Coffee Prince 7 and 8.
Yes.
In my opinion, the best episode so far, maybe?
Ooh, maybe,
I don't know. But first off, We would love to talk to you guys about other dramas, too. Jill just finished Strangers from Hell.
It was so good. You're gonna get spooked when you edit the final 2 episodes. I'll make sure to read it extra spooky for you.
I already feel like when I'm listening to you guys.
Yeah, the last 2 episodes were fucking nuts, and like the finale was like, oh my god, this is crazy. Shit's going down. It's so good.
Yes. So if you guys want to talk to her about Strangers from Hell, tweet us at okdramapod, or you can send us an email, okdramapodcast@gmail.com, or you can send us a message on Instagram, okdramapodcast.
And that's more so where I am.
Yes.
And Kaitlin's always on the Twitters, so if you want to talk to her about Sky Castle, you may reach her there.
Yes. I'm thinking of starting... So I have so many that I want to watch, but no time. So I'll tweet about what I'm watching. Don't you guys worry.
Yes.
But if you guys want to listen to our thoughts and special bonus episodes of the podcast regarding Strangers from Hell and eventually Sky Castle with special guest cousin David, then you can become one of our patrons. Yay! So we have 4 tiers. I feel like there's one in every budget. If you just want to listen to the bonus episodes, it's only $3 a month. And then they get a little bit more expensive, but you get really cool exclusive merch along with them.
Yes, and speaking of merch, by the time this airs, this will have already happened. We'll probably have shipped out stuff. But I got an email that these stickers are being printed at this very moment.
Good.
And they should be shipped out, like, this week.
Nice.
Yay!
So excited.
I know,
I love
me
stickers.
Too.
Okay.
Same.
Do we have any other housekeeping business? Oh, the Patreon link is in the show notes and on our website and on... It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Just find it.
Yeah.
It's in all the places.
It is.
Also, if you could leave us a review on the iTunes, that'd be cool. Be very much appreciated.
Yeah, that's free and easy, and it makes us so happy. Like,
yes.
If you want to just make 2 people really happy, do that.
Yeah, leave us a nice little review.
Yeah.
We don't have very many right now, and we'd like more, so...
Yeah.
Tell your people to listen to us and to like us and, do the things.
Do the things that make 2 strangers happy.
Yes.
All right. Are we ready to talk about Coffee Prince?
Yes. Do you have an okay mama?
I do have an okay mama. I wasn't sure if I should read it at the end after we've, rehashed, or maybe I can just follow along and...
when you see the parts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that. Okay,
cool. Do you want to start?
Sure. Episode 7 starts with Hangul hugging Unchan because he's like, am I gay? I don't know. I need to hug her to figure it out. So Unchan, of course, is like, what? But then she snuggles up to him and then he pushes her away and he tries to play it off like it's no big deal, even though we all saw his, in love / worried eyes, worried that he's in love. And I said, poor Angel Unchan is a little shaken up by the hug because it came out of nowhere. They were arguing, and then he always drags her around. I'm like, can you just tell her to come with you, or walk at a pace that she can keep up?
He's very handsy with the pools.
He is. It's a little unnecessary. My mom says. This is our okay mama. Start with a close hug. Hangul testing his homo versus heterosexual feelings. So sweet that they are both shaken by the encounter. So yeah, clearly they both liked it.
Yes.
And I'm like, Hangul, if you go a little further, you'll find out that she is, in fact, a woman. Just let it happen. Anyway. So, the next day, they're a little awkward and quiet with each other, but then Hangul takes Unchan to a bookstore to buy books to help her become a barista. And it was interesting because on Drama Beans, they were saying how... Okay, side note. Drama Beans is a great resource. Thank you, Drama Beans. But their, like, recap was written in 2007, because that's when it came out. Mm-hmm. So it's just, like, an interesting 2007 perspective. But baristas were not super... I don't think they were as common as they are now. Right?
Okay.
Like, I mean, Starbucks was a big thing, I think, in 2007 still. But I feel
Probably.
I feel like it was less so. And certainly, like, there weren't as many hipster coffee shops and people knowing how to make latte art and stuff like that. So, also, I thought it was funny because I'm like, she should have just gone on YouTube. And then I realized, oh, YouTube wasn't really a thing.
Yeah, they just, like, realized, oh, look at this cool new thing where I uploaded a video.
Yeah.
With Mika playing.
So she has to read books to become a good barista. So they're having a nice time, and Unchan is super excited when she learns the books are for her, because Hangul's just, like, throwing books at her and making her carry the bags. But then Hansung calls. Ugh. We'll get to him later. And Hangul gets really curious and jealous, like, who are you talking to? Blah, 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 blah. And he gets kind of pissy when he learns that it's Hansung. But then Hansung learns or realizes that she's with Hangul, because she keeps talking to both of them, kind of like back and forth. And then he gets all weird, and so he hangs up. And basically both men are being weird, and so Unchan is just left to deal with. That's kind of like the whole theme of these two episodes, is like, all of these people are just acting on their own emotions, and Unchan is left to deal with the mess they have left in her wake, I feel.
Yeah. I was a little confused when Hangul realized she was talking to Hansung, because I feel like he doesn't know that they're friends. Right?
I think he does know they're friends because she...
Oh, I guess when he
at the
brought
coffee
up...
shop.
When he brought up Unchan that time, but he didn't say it like he knew Unchan.
Yeah, well, I think he saw them, like, talking at the opening, maybe.
Okay.
And, yeah, I think he brought him up. But maybe he's just annoyed, like, oh, she has another friend that's a guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, Alex watched the beginning, and he said there's no way anyone would believe Unchan is actually a boy. Because
Agreed.
He said that it's not just her demeanor and the way she looks, it's also her voice.
Yeah, she doesn't sound like a boy.
No, and he said, if that's a boy, that's like a 10-year-old boy whose voice hasn't changed, hasn't gone through puberty yet.
At all.
Yeah.
Unchan and Hangul get on the subway, and they're bickering, but then the subway is very crowded, and he gets all up in Unchan's little bubble, and her Lego superhero robot gets crushed in her pocket, and he's like, why are you carrying it around in your pocket? Like, why would you put it there and walk around with it? But he's also happy about it. But I'm also wondering the same thing, like, fucking little Lego person is fragile. What are you doing? Just, like, moseying around with it in your pocket where it can break at any second. Not smart. Hangul gets home, and he looks at pictures of Unchan, and he wonders if he was feeling jealous of Hansung earlier. Doi. Then he declares, I'm the boss, and you're the employee. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have an okay mama. So my mom said, interesting how both men like her and believe in her. I think it shows how people are drawn to others who show their authentic selves rather than trying to fit in. She also says, the subway scene is so cute. She karate chops his arm so that he gets closer to her. Also, not really accurate because subways are a much smoother ride than that. Buses, however, are totally like that, though. You often get pressed against strangers. It can be super awkward.
No thanks.
Yeah.
That's a no for me.
Totally. But yeah, I'm like, I think it's so funny how Hangyul always looks at her picture.
Mm-hmm. It's always laptop. That same picture, too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I just, throughout all these episodes, I just want to skip to the end so they can be together. Because they're so, I really love their chemistry together, but, you know.
They're fun. Yeah.
They are. Okay. So later on at work, Unchan sees Seungki with a toy, and he tells Unchan that Hangyul gave everyone a little figurine to celebrate their 1-month anniversary. But Unchan doesn't have one in her locker. She goes to ask Hangyul where it is, and he says he's already given her one and walks away. So he's, like, flipping back and forth between, like, hot and cold. So this is one of his cold moments. Unchan whines about how Hangyul keeps confusing her, and she's complaining about this out loud. But she's not naming anyone's name. So Harim and Minyap kind of overhear her lamenting, and they're both like, you shouldn't hang out with people who string you along like that. Like, that's not good. You should cut them out of your life. And I was just thinking that Harim and Minyap seem like good friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Later on, we will see that the coffee princes will go to great lengths to
help each other out.
To help each other out.
Gosh. Later on, we learn that it's the day of Unchan's father's death anniversary. So her family is holding a little memorial that night. Hangyul tells Unchan that she can go home early, but she teases him for playing hard to get since he won't look at her. Then he asks her, quote, "Do you like me?" But then says, "Don't. If you fall for me, I'll just end up hurting you." He turns away and immediately regrets saying that, but Unchan just calls him a narcissist. Lots of back and forth. And flirting, not flirting, being nice, being mean, yada yada.
I was wondering what he meant by that. Like, okay, because obviously his face was full of regret, but was he regretting, saying that in a flirtatious way, or was he regretting saying, "Don't fall for me"? Or a little bit of both.
A little bit of both, I would say.
Because
knowing him.
Yeah. I think, well, at first I just took it as he regretted just engaging with her at all. But then it's a very layered statement.
So,
yeah.
It's weird.
So that night, the coffee princes go to Unchan's house for the memorial dinner. Unse does a terrible job at making the green onion pancakes. They are just like a fucking mess.
They don't even look like pancakes.
No. It's just batter and green onion.
Yeah, I had no idea what she was doing at first until Seungki started making it, and I was like, oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it's a hot mess. So, Seungki takes over, which makes Minyap jealous, of course, because Minyap is a jealous boy.
And because Unse's just like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
She's like getting all close to him.
And then when Minyap is like, I can do it too, she gets his phone number, and it's, you know, there's some tension. But Hangyul doesn't show up to the memorial dinner. Instead, he sends Unchan a box of toys with a note telling her to cheer up. Unchan wonders if Hangyul is interested in her, but Unse shoots her down and reminds her that Hangyul thinks she's a boy. So, like, duh, no, he's just being your friend. But no, it's, yes, he likes you.
It's more complicated than that.
It is complicated, Unse. Unchan calls Hangyul to ask why he gave her such a nice gift, and he tries to overcompensate his nice behavior by being really short with her and insisting it meant nothing, and then he hangs up on her. Unse kind of gives Unchan a wake-up call, and she points out that Unchan is really the one who's messing with Hangyul, since she keeps pushing him away and she's deceiving him.
Yes.
That was an excellent point that I did not think about. because she's like, you're always the one who's pushing him away and calling him a pervert and stuff.
And he thinks you're a fucking boy.
Yeah. So.
You've been lying to him since the beginning.
Yes.
The next day, Unchan tries to bring Hangul breakfast, and she's super excited about this. But he's outside jogging. She agrees to meet up with him, but he gets really nervous. So what does this motherfucker do? He invites Yuju to be a buffer. Unchan is very disappointed to see Yuju, but she gets all upset when Hangul starts going on and on about like all the cool things that Yuju does, and how Unchan he spends a lot of, or he, but meaning she, spends a lot of their time like working all the time, and they're like the breadwinner for the family and this and that, and naming all the jobs that she has to do. And Yuju starts to feel really awkward because she knows Unchan is a girl, and he's being really hard on her and like very extra about the whole situation. And then Unchan and Hangul start pushing each other's buttons. They are kind of doing a little back and forth, and then Unchan's like, fuck this, I'm out. And she leaves.
Yeah, but first she eats the cucumbers that Hangul picked out of
She's like, why'd you take out the cucumbers?
Yeah, I thought this was kind of a good scene for Yuju because, well, one, it was annoying that she showed up, but two, I feel like it was maybe kind of good because she helped her friend, I guess, in need, but she also was like trying to make Hangul back off because he kept trying to like wipe her mouth and like feed her, and she was just, telling him to back off, and like, what are you doing right now?
But I wonder if she did that just because it was him doing it, or did she do that because Unchan was there and she knows how close Unchan and Hansung are?
Good point.
Yeah. Because they're in this weird sort of triangle right now where, like, she doesn't know that Unchan likes Hangul, but I'm sure she has a feeling that Unchan likes Hansung. And Yuju's currently dating Hansung, so it's like...
I feel like she kind of did think that maybe Unchan has a thing for Hangul, though, because when they talked about it at Hansung's house, I don't know. Maybe not, but who knows what? I don't know.
I don't know. Everyone likes everyone, that's all I know.
So, we then get a little scene of Sung-ki meeting up with the woman who knows information about the woman he's looking for, named Yuko, aka Hee-sun. I don't know, this storyline is confusing and very cryptic thus far. The woman tells him to give up looking for her, but Sung-ki tells the woman that he just wants to be with Yuko, aka Hee-sun, and is willing to raise her child. If that's not possible, he just wants to see them. Then we see that Min-yup has become a jealous boy and followed and spied on Sung-ki because I think he was confronting Sung-ki about like, hey, you need to back off of Unsei, and Sung-ki just ran off. So he followed, and he starts to cry and praises Sung-ki for being such a cool man and like being loyal to the woman that he loves. So I just really appreciate Min-yup more and more with all these episodes. He's just a sweet little goober.
He means well.
He does.
Doesn't always do the best, but he means well.
No, yeah.
Back at the cafe, Unchan has to deal with a shitty customer, and Hangul pulls her aside, and he tries to get after her for not accepting the customer's order. Their argument quickly devolves into them fighting, the usual shit, relationships, Yuju. Min-yup and Harim run over to try to calm things down, but Hangul hits below the belt and tells Unchan he only took her in because he felt sorry for her, and she tells him not to bother, and she storms off and quits despite Harim and Min-yup begging her to stay. Unchan then meets up with Hansung, and he takes her on a drive to cheer her up, and then we get like a driving scene of Unchan and Hangul being all sad while driving. And you had a thought here, I think.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering if they were going to drive by each other.
Yes. That would have been really interesting.
Because they were both... It seemed like they were both in the same area.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just at different times. But I was like, what would happen if Hansung or if Hangul sees Unchan in the car with Hansung and...
Yeah.
I don't know. That didn't happen, though.
Cars in Korea, are the driver's sides, like... Are they on different sides?
I don't think so. I think they made a note about that on Drama Beans. Because, yeah, Hansung's car is...
Yeah, Hansung's car was opposite, like you would see in a European car, and Hangul's car was, like, American cars.
Yeah.
And I was very confused by that, and Andrew was like, maybe they have both. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like most of them are what Americans would consider normal.
Mm-hmm.
But I think most of the world drives how we do.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just, like, the British colonies that drive right-hand drive?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. I don't know. Wheel on the
right. But, yeah, man, their fight, it got kind of rough.
Ugly, yeah. Hangul's eating alone at home, and he thinks of eating with Unchan. And then the next day, Harim begs Hangul to ask Unchan to come back, and tells him that he's too mean to Unchan, and that all of the princes are missing Unchan right now and want Unchan back. Unchan is super bored at home and wants to go back to work. She's, like, bothering her mom and sister. Hangul practices asking Unchan to come back, but then gets a phone call from Unchan. But it turns out she only called him because her sister tricked her into thinking she had a missed call from him. She freaks out, apologizes, and hangs up. And then we have, like, just the whole, should I ask her back at the cafe? Should I call him? Yada, yada.
Yeah. Unchan goes to the music studio with Hansung, and they talk about the different instruments making up a song. This scene kind of took a while.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really enjoy it.
Why do I hate all these scenes with Hansung? Trying to be, like, cute and, like, flirty, like, singing on the phone or this instrument thing. Like, they're just too fucking long.
I don't know. Yeah, I like Hansung when he's just, like...
Chillin'.
Yeah, drinking beer in front
chillin' with Terry.
With Terry. Yes. We need chill Hansung, not music director, whatever.
Yes.
The fuck, Hansung.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. They spend a fuck ton of time at the studio. Meanwhile, we see that Yuju is waiting for Hansung at his place. And we get, like, these kind of back and forth scenes, I think, with Yuju waiting for Hansung being bored and Hangul also being bored and passing the time playing with his toys. It seemed very childish, the way he was playing with them. Which, I mean...
Yeah.
I know that's, like, I don't know, I'm just not really a toys person.
Yeah.
But him making the dragon attack Unchan was kind of funny to me.
I mean, I used to play with, like, little action figures all the time, and then I just stopped. And I can't imagine myself just, like, sitting there today with my action figures, just, like, making them fight each other. Like,
yeah, like, making explosion
like, I don't know. It's just weird to think about. I've lost that childlike
wonder.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess he hasn't.
That's nice.
As Hansung and Unchan leave the studio late at night, he tells Unchan that she should go back to the cafe, and he tells her that he can talk to Hangul, but she's like, please don't say anything and talk to people, whatever. Like, that makes me feel bad. The next day, all of the princes drop some not-so-subtle hints to bring back Unchan, and I think that's when... Do one of them do the blowing thing again?
Yeah. Yes.
They, like, look at him and they're like...
blowing
to
their
try to bring
bangs
back... Yeah, try to bring Unchan back. Also, that happened on Strangers from Hell on the final episode. The guy that plays Moonju did that, and I was like, hey, that happened in Coffee Prince. And she was like, what? Yuju stops by the cafe. She brings up Hansung's new, quote, girlfriend, and then immediately brings up Unchan, how Unchan isn't there. He tells her that he fired Unchan, but he's not sure if he did the right thing, and Yuju tells him that if he's uncertain, then it probably means he needs Unchan. Yuju then gives Hangul advice on how to make up with Unchan. She brings up, like, some shit that her art dealer did. Mm-hmm. Unimportant.
Yeah. I really love the coffee princes being like, bring back Unchan.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Even Sunki was like, when's Unchan coming back?
Yeah.
So chill, but also...
the one that never talks.
You should know then that you fucked up if you got Sunki to talk about something other than his waffles.
Yes.
So, also, I kind of thought it was shady that Yuju was like, yeah, so Hansung has this new little friend. By the way, where's Unchan?
Like, yes.
Right after one
Can you
another.
put these pieces together? So I don't have to tell you?
Like, think about it. Have you ever seen the two in the same spot? So, Hangul follows Yuju's advice and randomly calls up Unchan. So the advice was basically, like, just pretend like nothing happened and say... and basically give a directive of, we're meeting up, do you want option A or option B?
Yeah.
Which is an interesting way to go about trying to make up with someone. So he does that, and he tells her to pick between jjajangmyeon or soup. Unchan is initially startled, but immediately answers, and they end up meeting at the Chinese restaurant, where they found out she's a super smeller. They basically immediately make up and get drunk and start singing and dancing in the street and playing in fountains and, you know, just being their little flirtatious selves.
Mm-hmm.
Which I really liked seeing them drunk together. I thought that was really funny. And I want to know what song they were singing.
Yeah, I have a song reference for the next episode, but I'll wait till we get there.
Okay.
So I don't know if you noticed it.
Okay. So they are trying to make up, like, have some heart-to-heart talks now that they're both drunk. And Hangul tells Unchan to punch him, like, hey, sorry, I fucked you over. You can punch me so we're even. Mm-hmm. And then he tells her that he never looked down on her, and he was actually telling Yuju about all of her jobs because he thinks she's impressive and he knows he could never do what she does. She tells him she's over her anger, but he insists that she hit him, so they'll be even, and she punches him, and he bleeds. And I think she says he has a weak nose or something. But then they get all honest and flirty, and they blow on each other's bangs, and, you know, all that shit.
All the stuff.
Cute. It's cute.
The next day, Unchan shows up at work, and everybody is like, it's Unchan, it's Unchan, it's Unchan. Hangul and Unchan are immediately back to normal, but Minyep steps in and gets after Hangul for picking on Unchan. Mr. Hong tells him, like, dude, you're stupid. Like, this is a lover's quarrel. Just back off. Let them do their thing. Hangul then rushes off after he hears that his grandmother has collapsed. Unchan goes to his place to check on him, but Hangul is self-loathing. He's all upset. He's worried about his grandmother. It's not a great night. And then Unchan asks, do you want me to make you feel better? And then Unchan kisses him.
Oh my god.
And Hangul's eyes are like, what?
and that's episode.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, this was a moment where I think I watched this on Sunday. And I was like, I'll just watch the first episode. But then she kissed him, and I was like, nope, I'm watching both. Yeah,
because we went to go see Grease that night, and when we met you, you were like, I already saw both episodes. She's like, oh shit, I haven't watched either of them.
Yeah, I was like, they're crazy. And do you remember that I said, fuck those people?
Yes. I do remember you said that.
And do you concur?
Yeah, I do, yes. There's a lot of fuckery happening.
100%.
Episode 8, probably called The Eighth Cup. We're back where we left off. Unchan kisses Hangul, and for a moment, his eyes are like bulged out, and then he closes his eyes and he's all in love. Then he pushes her away, and he asks if she's lost her mind. and she tells him her kiss energized him, and then brings up the blind dates and pointed out that he closed his eyes. But thankfully, it doesn't really change anything, and they drink together outside. They're still fine. Hangul wonders how to be around his grandma, and Unchan opens up about her experience with her sick father.
Yeah, I like how Unchan is, like, slowly opening up to Hangul about stuff it seems like she doesn't really talk to people about. So
yeah, totally.
That's cool. Also, I was kind of surprised. I guess this is just, like, an indication of how much Hangul likes Unchan, because I thought, oh, fuck, he's either going to really like it, or he's going to be like, I'm not talking to you for a bit, because that was weird, the kiss thing.
Yeah.
Because I would have been like...
He was okay with it.
Yeah. He was like, let's just not do that anymore.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. So, Unchan asks Hangul, what if I were a girl, would we date? He looks at her curiously, but then says it's a good thing she's not a girl, since it would be a pain if a girl like her begged him to date her. What
does that mean?
I don't know. Like,
does that mean like she's not cute? She wouldn't make a cute girl?
I think he just means like Unchan is kind of over the top, maybe, and a little like needy. So
it sounded like you said meaty.
Like meaty.
Like, okay, what does that mean?
No, she's
not
meaty.
She is needy.
She's needy. I don't know. I think maybe he was just trying to say something kind of mean.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't really make sense. But he gets to the point and says it's time for him to stop playing around and meet a girl that his mother and grandmother would like, so he can get married.
That's all it's about. So, Unchan wonders if she should just tell him that she's a girl, but Unse lays her two options. Option 1, she can tell him the truth and risk losing him, or option 2, she can give up ever being with him romantically and just keep acting like a boy to be his friend. But that's so weird, because then what happens when Unchan the girl suddenly falls for a guy and like wants to get married? Like, if she never told Hangul, you know?
Yeah.
And she ended up meeting someone else and they stayed friends. Like, how do you can't be those two people. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I guess she would just never have romantic feelings for another person.
Anyone else, or if she ever did, she would have to suddenly like stop the friendship with Hangul, so he'd never find out. Like, it don't make no sense to me. That's all I'm saying.
It's true.
Unchan tags along while Hangul goes to visit his grandma at the hospital. Unchan, Hangul, and the grandmother play Ghost Stop, which I don't know what that is.
I think it's the game with the little cards.
The little cards, yeah. I just don't know like how it's played or like what it is specifically.
Oh, yeah, it seems complicated.
Unchan starts yelling when she notices that Hangul and his grandma have teamed up against her and they're fucking cheaters. The grandma yells back and acts like she's annoyed, but she also seems to be having a good time, which is good because she's all sick. And she likes Unchan, like you said she probably would. And it's just like a nice little meetup with these people. Yeah. They're having like a nice fun game.
Yes. I have some okay mamas.
Okay.
So first off, my mom said, my heart breaks right off the bat when Unchan tries to feel out her place in Hangul's life on his rooftop patio, but he replies with how he will just choose someone to make his parents happy. The pain in her eyes is devastating, according to my mom. Very dramatic.
Yeah.
My mom says, Unse, I dislike her character. She's a spoiled brat, which I
She's
think
such
is
a
what I said.
butt. She's a total butthole.
She is. My mom says, but I also admire her. She is so sure that she's going to make it big, which is hilarious, but also heartwarming. Many of us had big dreams and unwarranted confidence as children. It's a little sad how we let the world around us shake our faith in ourselves.
I still have big dreams.
Yeah. And then coming up, the paper cranes that Han Sung
makes
for his grandmother. There's an old superstition / folktale I think that if you fold 1,000 paper cranes, the origami, they will fly away and make your wish come true.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that.
Maybe. Just make like 70,000 paper cranes.
All right. I think it's your turn. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of the paper cranes, Hansung and Yuju also stopped by. So Hansung made these little cranes.
Mm-hmm.
And Hansung seems immediately into Unchan. He's like, hey, Graham, hey, Unchan. Like,
here you go, Grandma.
I made you some cranes. And I feel very, like, seen by Yuju right now because I, too, am awkward around old people, especially, like, sick people. I just try to be polite and, you know, get it over with. But Unchan and Hansung go to get some soup for the grandma, while Hangyo and Yuju wait outside, I guess, like, the testing, like, MRI or whatever room. They talk about Unchan and how Yuju is impressed with her/him. And Hansung tells Yuju that Unchan makes everyone feel good and that he's a unique guy. Yuju offers her shoulder for him to lean on, which I'm like, okay. But he instead lays down and rests his head in her lap. Ugh, that's not okay.
Why? Why, though?
Yeah. He admits that he feels bad for not spending time with his grandma. But then, Unchan and Hansung walk up to see Hangul and Yuju flirting. Because it's not just like he put his head in her lap and they're just talking. They're like fucking...
She's like playing with his hair and stuff. Like,
yeah, it looks like they're almost playing peekaboo or something because their faces are so close to each other.
It's fucked.
Yeah, and Unchan and Hansung look super uncomfortable. Like, Unchan looks devastated. And Hansung is just like, well...
here we go again.
Yep, like, she's a fucking
Jesus
flirt.
Christ. I know, that was a frustrating scene. It's like, why would y'all do that in a hospital?
Yeah.
When you're there to visit your grandmother and when her boyfriend is there.
Right.
Who is your cousin. What?
Who is, like, in theory, coming back any minute like, with soup.
You know they're coming back. Like, they're not leaving to go to a restaurant to get soup. They're going to, like, the fucking hospital cafeteria.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And I was already like, okay, I guess maybe the shoulder is fine. I still wouldn't be like, Cousin David, rest your head on my shoulder. I know you're having a tough time. I would probably, like, at most, I would probably just, like, pat him on the back and be like, I'm sorry.
God.
The most awkward person ever.
On their way back to work, Unchan is all upset, naturally, and yells at Hangyo for laying on his cousin's girlfriend's lap, like I just said. Hansung and Yuju seem unfazed by the interaction, and Yuju asks what she was like in her 20s. She brings up Unchan and wonders why she wasn't more like that. Hansung assures her that he just thinks Unchan is cute, and Yuju half-jokingly tells him that better be it. Okay, but you can, like, flirt with whoever you want. Cool.
Yeah, I feel like they're both trying hard to be like, not necessarily have an open relationship, but just be like, we can flirt with people, right? Like, it's fine. We're both cool.
It's okay.
Like,
obviously
I feel like
not, though.
Both are trying to be cool about shit instead of just being honest and being like, I don't like you talking to that person.
Totally. Please
dial it back.
And it's okay to, like, feel that way and have those conversations.
Yeah, I think it's only natural to not want the person that you are in love with to spend a lot of time with another person.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. So Hangyo and Unchan get back to the cafe in a bad mood, and Mr. Hong tells Minyep again that they're just fighting because they're in love. Minyep approaches Sunki to ask for advice about Unse, and he tells him that he'll keep his secret about his former love. And they start, like, kind of trading secrets. But basically, I think it's just, like, Minyep can't wait to tell his secret. Sunki tells him that he is, in fact, Japanese. And Minyap's like, oh, that's how you speak Japanese. It's like, okay. He then tells Sunki that Unchan is a girl. And fucking Sunki did not know that Unchan was a girl.
Yeah.
He looked at him like...
wrong.
Yeah, he looked at him like, what? And then Minyap was like, Unchan? And he does the thing of, like, a girl's body, like a female body. So good.
Yeah, and I love how Sunki was like, uh-huh, sure.
Yeah, he didn't believe him.
Yes. Also, side note, we learned that Sunki's only half Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Okay. Unchan breaks down in their locker room, crying, wondering why Hangil still wants to be with Yuju after all she's done for him.
Mm-hmm.
Again, girl, he thinks you're a boy, and so far he thinks he's straight, so...
Yeah, he's got a problem there with his feelings towards you, like...
Yeah,
it's not entirely his fault. It's your fault, too, for not being honest.
Yeah, I mean, I get feeling upset that why is he behaving like that with Yuju?
Yes, with his cousin's girlfriend.
Yeah, like, she's taken, and that's inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
But also, you can't be like, look at all of the things I did for him when, well, one, I don't think it's right to hold your actions against someone else, especially if they didn't ask for it. Like,
yeah.
It's not like Hangil asked for Unchan to... Well, in some cases he did. But he certainly didn't ask her to kiss him.
No.
And all of that stuff. It's complicated. But basically Unchan is sad. Because, again, both dudes that she has feelings for are still enamored with Yuju.
Mm-hmm. The same girl.
Yeah. So, the next day at work, Unchan tries to ignore Hangil, but this makes him try to provoke her even more. Then he tries to explain his relationship with Yuju, but she just walks off. Like, she's over it.
Yeah, totally done.
Uh-huh. Later on, Hangil pulls Unchan away from Harim to ask what's going on. I think he gets jealous of Unchan hanging out with the other guys. Mm-hmm. But Unchan admits that she likes him, but she knows it won't work because they're both guys. And she tells him she's trying to get over him, so he should leave her alone. I wanted to just be like, Unchan.
Just tell him.
This is the moment. Say, I like you, and sorry, I've been lying to you. I'm a woman, and fire me if you want.
She's had, like, multiple opportunities now.
Totally.
Right moments to tell him that she hasn't.
Yeah. So, obviously, like, what's his face? Hangil's a little shocked, but again, he likes her so much that he doesn't make a big fuss about it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Hangil goes to a psychiatrist. Okay. It's not very helpful. He just kind of gives him medicine, like, nothing's really helpful when you should just talk to him about it.
It's also because that guy's, like, fucking ancient. And it's very, what's the opposite of progressive?
Regressive.
Yes. Yeah, my mom says, it's sad, hilariously sad, Hangil going to the doctor to get meds to make his gay feelings go away. Mm-hmm. His quote. Like, come on, guy.
A pill a day takes the gay away.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. But not really. We then cut to a bunch of terrible auditions taking place. I don't know what the program was for, but they were all, like, really cringy. And then Unse comes out and she thinks she's going to be super badass. Mm-hmm. And it's not good. And yes, it was Maria. Mm-hmm. That was the song that I was talking about earlier. I was sitting there with Andrew and I was like, I know this song. And then when she said the Maria part, I was like, oh, this is Blondie. Yeah, I know this song. But, like, the subtitles were definitely not the lyrics at all. Yeah. And Andrew was like, yeah, because they're going from, like, English to Korean back to English again. Like, everything's all lost in translation at this point. Uh-huh. So she does horrible. It's embarrassing. It's cringy. Minyap waits outside of Unsan's school with flowers, but she's in a really bad mood and she's being such a fucking butthole. And she's like throwing his flowers on the ground and pushing him and like just saying mean shit to him.
Yeah, she calls him stupid a lot. It's
really, really mean because he's just like trying to be very, very nice to her and make her feel good with flowers. And she's just like, no, I don't want it. And she kind of like disses him completely. Unshan talks to Unse about Hangul, and Unse is blunt and tells her to just get over him. But Unshan can tell her sister is upset, and she comforts her about everything.
Mm-hmm. I like how she's like, "Are you crying?" But then that's a moment when I think, oh, having a sister would be nice because you can have those little heart-to-hearts and cuddles. Mm-hmm. But then I would not want to fight with a sister or deal with all that bullshit.
I'm shaking my head. No, you don't. I know from experience you don't.
I'm just my definitely weird not. Little only child self.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Here's where more fuckery happens.
Uh-huh.
A guy who we're assuming is DK shows up at Yuju's gallery. And I think in episode 7, we heard them talking on the phone with each other.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really mention it because we were building up to this. So, yeah. They reminisce about the past, and they're both like, how's your new partner doing? I think he says, like, how's the musician? She's like, how's the lingerie model? So they're both dating again, but they both still have some chemistry left over. So after that, he gets to the point and tells her that he wants to recruit her to design everything in a new restaurant he plans to open. I think he says, like, the signage, the decor, like, fucking everything.
Like everything.
My mom says, What does my mom say? She says, oh, Yuji is playing with fire, entertaining the attention of her ex-boyfriend after begging Hansung to get back together. She also has an inappropriate relationship with Hangul. Like, yes. It's insane.
Like I said earlier, I don't remember what episode, but she should just go back to fucking DK. Get the hell out of here. Just go. Or Hansung can find someone else later.
Or just stay single. Just be like, just tell the person, whatever, I want to be friends, but I also do not want to be in a monogamous relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Okay. So, Unshan meets Sunki in the bathroom, and she tries to make small talk as he's peeing. But then, he, like, is washing his hands, doing something, and he just looks at her and is like, how do you flatten your chest so much? And Unshan is like, what?
Yeah. She looks horrified.
What the fuck? And then she realizes that, of course, the only person that would have told him was Minyap. Harim is comforting Minyap over his heartbreak because of Unse. And then Unshan starts yelling at him. Hangul breaks it up, and Unshan and Hangul are back to their normal bickering selves. Later that night, Hangul asks her if she's gotten over her feelings for him, and she answers almost and says she'll let him know when it's done. My goodness. Then Unshan goes to Hansung's house to hang out and play with instruments in his home studio, and she's like, I think she plays like a oboe-looking thing or something. She plays some sort of like mouth instrument, and I'm like, you just put your mouth on instruments that don't belong to you. It's gross.
Yeah. Jesus. Also, as a person who played a woodwind instrument in high school, I'm like, that reed is probably all fucking dry and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not gross. Yeah, it's gross. Don't do that.
Yeah. They have a nice little moment playing instruments together, talking about how much they enjoy each other's company, yada yada, blah blah blah. They're having a nice evening.
Hangul takes his grandma out for a little date, and they get pop bingsu. My mom has a little note. Bingsu, a totally delicious cold dessert. It's sold as a shaved ice dessert, but the consistency of the ice is more like fluffy snow. That sounds nice. It comes with condensed milk on the side for the customer to pour on top. It is often served with fruit, but also red beans, as shown in the drama, called pat bingsu. Injolmi bingsu is another traditional style. The ice comes from frozen milk and is often fluffier, and the top has roasted soybean powder.
Interesting.
So, they went out for that, and Hangil brought Unchan along, and he watches happily as his grandma and Unchan start to bond. Unchan, again, is a spaz and runs off, and I think she buys, like, it seems like a warm tea kind of a thing. So the grandma can drink the hot tea after she eats the cold dessert, so she doesn't get too cold or whatever. Unchan is very considerate of the grandma. And I think the grandma even says, like, she's too pretty to be a boy. Exactly, grandma. You noticed.
Even the grandma sees it.
Hangil tells his grandma that he promises that he'll work hard to make her proud. Then we see a couple of punks bothering Unse in a park, and it turns out to be Harim and Sunki, who are picking on Unse so Minyup can come in and save the day. The plan basically works, but Minyup takes it a little too far and, like, basically picks up Sunki and Harim and throws them. And I think it's funny because they're like, this is the girl that Minyup likes, because he's being really mean to them. Anyway. The next day at work, the dudes are mad at Minyup, but Minyup is on cloud 9. He's just living
He got the girl back.
Unchan pulls Minyup aside and tells him to promise that he won't tell anyone else her secret. And then she's like, hey, what do you think about me as a girl? And he's like, what are you talking about? And then I think he says something along the lines of, I don't like women who are stronger than me. And he's a pretty big dude, so I guess that makes sense, but I don't know. His face was like, well, one, I think it's just awkward to ask your sister's boyfriend, what do you think of me as a woman?
Yeah.
I mean, I know this is a different scenario, but still kind of awkward.
Just a little. After work, Hangil floats the idea of the Coffee Princess starting a band as a promotion, without even knowing if they play anything.
And they're all like, no, we're not doing that.
Unchan goes to Han Sung's place after work, and he plays her a song, not just any song, but the song he sang to Yuju, the song I thought of in the middle of the night that one time.
Is it the same song?
It was that same song
I didn't
that he was
even
singing.
notice it.
Yeah, because he started playing it, and I was like, shit, it's that song again. And I immediately remembered it, and now I forgot it again.
I'm so impressed that you recognize the song.
I don't know why I recognize it, but, like, it's like a little worm in my ear, just, like, when I hear it, it gets stuck.
That's crazy.
But then it, like, floats away, and I don't remember it anymore. So, yeah, he plays her that song, and then, as she's, like, enjoying the song, he kisses her, and Unchan freaks out and pushes him away, and she runs out, and awkwardly runs into Yuju in front of his house. Yuju walks inside to see Han Sung looking all upset, and I think he thought that it was Unchan coming back, but it was Yuju. And then she's just like, I'll call you later. And then leaves. It's fucked. It's so
like,
fucked.
What? She even says, like, what are you doing? Because he, like, puts his hands on her headphones.
Yeah.
And she's like, what are you doing? And he fucking kisses her, like, she was not feeling the moment in that way, Han Sung, like...
No. She was enjoying your song.
So disappointing. I was totally thinking, he Jason Bateman'd her. But it's way different because she's not a minor. And they're way closer in age. But I'm like, it's the same thing of, like, a dude making you feel comfortable, like, there's no sexual motives or anything.
Yeah.
And then him at the last minute, like, putting the moves on you, and then you're like, what's happening?
Yeah, out of nowhere.
What are you doing? Okay. So, the next day at work, Unchan talks to Harim about kissing, which leads Harim to think that Unchan has started dating. I think Unchan's like, do you kiss people? And Harim is like, yeah. He had a funny line, I think it was something along the lines of, there are bigger obstacles than kissing, so I just like to get the kissing over with. I thought that was funny. Okay, so, Harim announces this to Hangyul, the fact that Unchan might be dating, and Hangyul tries to play it cool and is like, you should bring this girl by the cafe, we can check her out. But then he runs to the kitchen to take his dumb anti-gay meds that the crazy old doctor gave him. It's stupid. So dumb, but I'm like, okay, he's jealous. We get it. So dumb.
Later on, Hangyul goes to visit his grandma and sits with her until she falls asleep. His father then calls him over for a drink and tells him to join the company as he's found a position for him in marketing. Hangyul stands up to his dad and they start fighting. Then he calls Unchan over to vent. He tells her about how he found out that he was actually born after his dad had an affair with another woman. His birth mother died, and the mom that raised him generously took him in and raised him as her own son. He tells Unchan that he had kept this a secret because he didn't want his parents to find out that he knew, but he let it spill tonight and he regrets it. Ooh.
Yeah, that's some messy shit.
Truly, yeah.
I guess going back to the kiss, I was just thinking, like, I kind of thought Unchan was going to, like, run into Hangyul or something. Also, and be like, he kissed me, and then maybe it was going to come out that way. I feel like it would have been more traumatizing for me if some dude, like, fucking kissed me out of the blue. I guess it wasn't... I mean, I guess Unchan cries, but I don't know. I just thought, maybe this is how it'll happen. But no. So, Unchan carries Hangyul to bed after he passes out from drinking, because he had a shot of what appeared to be some sort of hard liquor at his parents' house, and then he's drinking wine, so he's fucked. She lays with him for a moment, because I think she just, like, tosses him on the bed, but his arm is across her. So she's just laying with him, and she stares at his face, but when she goes to get up, he pushes her back down. Again, it feels very aggressive. It's not like a gentle, like, tap. It's like body slam. Hangyul asks if she's gay, and tells her/him to stop trying to seduce him. Okay. You're the one who's not letting her get off the bed. But whatever. She turns it around on him, saying he's the one who's always calling her over, but then he says they should be sworn brothers. Hangyul tells a story of how sworn brothers are closer than blood brothers, and I think Unchan has a funny aside, like, this isn't a historical drama, like, what are you talking about? Unchan points out that this means they'll never separate until they die. Hangyul...
That's a long time.
I know. Hangyul tells her to call him bro/hyung from now on, and suggests that they get an earring to prove they're brothers. And I said, should we get friendship piercings?
I guess that's what people do.
I mean, let's do it. Once COVID is over.
Yeah, I'm not going into a place like that right now.
She tries to shrug him off, but then he starts teasing her and spinning her around. And then we get a voiceover of both Unchan and Hangyul saying they want to be by each other's sides, even if it's just as brothers.
All right.
Again.
End of episode.
I'm like, you're spinning her around. Do you not feel anatomy? Because, I mean, I'm assuming she's not, what's the word, like, taped down every single time she's with him, right? Because I guess it would make sense if she's, like, wrapped and smushed her boobs down, like, he wouldn't feel that, but, I mean, I don't...
But even then, I feel like he would feel all the, like, bandage stuff.
That's true.
That's holding them down and be like, what is this?
Yeah. Why do you have, like...
So stupid.
A very stiff chest area.
Yeah. So ridiculous. On the subject of earrings, I saw a post of someone getting an earring, like their ears pierced during COVID, and the person that was piercing her ears, like at a place, accidentally pierced her mask with the earring.
No.
Because, you know how you, like, stick the earring in, like, immediately? So the earring was stuck to the mask, and the mask was stuck to the ear.
No.
And it was, like, one of those, like, blue, like, cheapo throwaway masks. And there's just photos of her, like, with the mask. Like, what happened?
No.
So stupid.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
It's fucked.
I got my second hole piercings at Claire's, like a fucking baby. Because Claire's was the cheapest, and I'm a fucking baby. But I'm pretty sure I told you the story, right? I think I got them on, like, my 25th birthday, or 24th, and I was all hungover, and I was just like...
Oh, I think I remember this.
I was just sitting in Claire's trying not to puke, because I was nervous, and also hungover.
God.
Yeah, but still have them.
You're like, it's okay, sweetie. It's okay. But you were, like, 15.
Yeah, well... And it was funny because there was, like, a 5-year-old girl who went before me. And I was like, this is ridiculous. Because most people our age go to, like, a piercing place. Like, a piercing / tattoo place.
Yeah.
But at Claire's, they'll do the piercing with the earring and the solution for, like, $20. So, PSA for Claire's, I guess. If you want to get your piercings there. Okay. Yeah, there was a lot going on in this episode. Do we want to do predictions or fashion or just what should we do first?
You have stuff written for all three. Again, I have no fashion. I'm just not even looking at it, honestly.
Well, my fashion...
But you can name yours.
Okay, my fashion note isn't like, oh, this was good. It was just a little story. So, Yuju wears that dress when she's with DK. It's like a dress, but it looks like a shirt and really high-waisted skirt. I don't know if you noticed that.
It's not totally ringing a bell.
But anyway, it brings me back to my days of working at this store called Image Zone in high school, which was run by Korean people. And my friend Danielle got me the job because her mom went to, like, Korean Baptist church with the managers of the store, so whatever. It was just a bunch of Korean people, and we sold dresses that looked exactly like that at the store. There was, like, some in every fucking color you can imagine. And I was like, it's that dress. And I'm guessing it was around the same time. Like, I probably worked there,
that would make sense.
in, like, 2008. So... yeah, just, again, a product of the time. Okay, let's move on to I love you / fuck you, and then we can get to predictions and general rantings.
Okay. I love you moment. I will say Unchan being nice to the grandma and very, like, concerned and making sure she's, like, very happy and feels good and everything. Fuck you moment, I will say Hangyo putting his head on Yuju's lap at a hospital.
Yeah, not great.
Knowing that his cousin will be back any second.
My, like... fuck you. I guess I didn't really have an I love you. I just put, I can't believe Hansung kissed Unchan. But also, Yuju hanging out with DK. What is happening with those two?
I mean, I knew fucking DK was going to come back into the picture at some point. To. I'm not, like, super surprised with that. I think, honestly, she's going to get back with DK. That's my prediction.
Okay, yeah, let's just kick it to predictions.
Yeah, at the very end, I predict that Yuju will end up going back with DK. That's my big old prediction right now.
I predict that she will end up alone. I don't know what's going to happen to Hansung, maybe we will get the introduction of another female character.
Yeah. I'm also interested in, like, Unsei meeting Hansung. Because Unsei could maybe help... Or no, Hansung can maybe help Unsei with her music career. But I don't know, she wasn't the best singer. But put some auto-tune on that and maybe it would be okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
But since she wants to be in music so bad and performing, like, that's the guy to talk to.
Yeah, it's crazy because I was thinking, does she get singing lessons? I mean, I'm not a good singer.
She did. That's what she's going to school for.
Yeah, that does not sound like someone who had singing lessons.
Well, her teacher was, like, talking shit about her that time. Like, she's not doing the work or she's not doing very well or something. I thought
that was just, like, her academic teacher, not her, like...
Oh, maybe it was. Okay.
I don't know. She's not doing well, anyway.
In anything.
No, poor girl.
She just needs to marry Minyup and be happy.
Yeah. I just feel bad because, like, it is again one of those things where Unsei is clearly smarter than Minyup. But whatever. It's fine. He loves her a lot, and sometimes that's all you can ask for. It's just unconditional love.
This is true.
I am wondering if there will be a Mulan-type scene. Oh, you haven't seen Mulan?
I have not. I read this already. I still have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, I've never seen Mulan.
Well, fuck. Okay, spoiler alert.
It's okay.
Do you want me to tell you what happens in Mulan, or do you want me to just say in a Mulan-type scene?
I mean, reading this, I'm going to assume at some point in battle, Mulan gets hurt, and some soldier that she liked realizes that she is indeed a woman.
Yes. That is what happens.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm like...
I don't need names or anything or specific, whatever.
So I was wondering, is that how it's going to happen? And it's just very reminiscent because in Mulan, you also see her, like, wrapping her boobs in bandage type thing.
I mean, Unchan is so spazzy. I mean, she gets hit by a fucking car. She's fallen off ladders. She's fallen off stairs. Like, she's always getting hurt.
She's a mess.
So I think the potential of something like that happening is very high.
Yeah. I also said I also want Harim to hurry up and figure out she's a girl because I can't wait for that reaction.
My Chan.
Yeah. I love Harim so much. I love all the coffee princes.
I think he'll be very happy because then he might feel like he has a better chance. Yeah. I was right. She's a girl.
What other prediction do I have? Oh, I just totally skipped over the mom scenes because those are boring to me.
Oh, yeah, not super exciting.
Both of those guys are kind of gross, so.
Gross and just, I don't know. I don't know how worthy they are.
Of Unchan's mom or just us talking about them?
Us talking about them and dates in general. Dates with anyone.
Yeah. Not great. I am wondering where Sung Ki's relationship is going, like that story. It has me intrigued.
Yeah, that's a weird story. I have no predictions on that one.
Yeah, me neither.
They've given us so little right now.
Totally. But yeah, I don't really have anything. I feel weird about Hangil and Unchan just doubling down and being like, we're brothers.
That's not gonna last.
No.
It'll last that night while they're drunk, and then when they wake up, it'll be different.
Yeah, well, and Hangil even told his grandma, like, I'm gonna make him my little brother. I don't know why I said that voice, like...
She was just like, okay, sure. Why does he look so feminine?
Why is he a girl?
You can't make that girl your little brother.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, we are basically halfway through.
We are.
This drama.
Do we want to do the last 3 episodes as our final episode?
I think so, okay. Yeah. I think all 3 together, and then we'll do the awards.
Cool. Okay. Well, I don't know. I just feel like there's so much to talk about, but I can't think of anything else.
You're just excited to watch more. That's what it is.
It's true. And I was just gobsmacked that Hansung kissed Unchan out of the blue.
Well, Unchan kissed... Oh, Hansung. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're talking about. Yes. I thought you were talking about the better kiss of the two kisses. The two Unchan kisses.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. He didn't read the room well.
No. So yeah, I guess my prediction is that Yuju is going to be like, fuck you, Hansung, and she's going to get back with DK, but she's going to play it off like, well, it's because you betrayed me, even though she was planning on getting back with him from the beginning. I don't know.
I could totally see that.
We shall see. Okay, well, I guess that's it. You can go feed your hungry cats.
Loud-ass cats.
I am very excited to hear your Strangers from Hell commentary.
Yes. We're probably going to record that on Saturday.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I'll send it over to you.
And David and I are recording our Sky Castle episode next weekend.
Awesome.
Yes, and then I think we will be watching Extracurricular, and I will be watching something else because I need more dramas in my life. And have we committed to watching Goblin?
We basically talked about it. Yeah, I'd say yes.
I feel good about it.
Let's just do it.
Because I'm excited to talk to you about Goblin.
And I like the guy that plays Moonju on Strangers.
Oh, he's the...
Because he's in Goblin, right?
The dentist? Yeah. Sorry, I'm not familiar with all of their names. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, I like that guy.
Yes, and the guy, Hangul, is also in Goblin.
Cool, okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Yay. Okay, so I know we're only halfway through Coffee Prince.
But get ready
for Goblin, y'all. So, okay, I guess that's it. Follow us on all the things, become a patron, leave a review, be a good person, wear a mask, vote, etc.
Eat well.
Yes, eat well. Get a good night's sleep when you can, and exercise. And we all talked
and watch some dramas.
What a perfect way to live life.
All those things. Do all those things, please.
We will try to also do all of those things. Okay, well, talk to you guys next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.